At some point in the middle of the night, Donald Trump thought, you know what, this is a great opportunity to post a menacing threat. Now, he didn't make the video. An account called MAGA.com was the original poster. But by reposting it, he obviously wanted to promote it. And so without further ado, here's that menacing threat.
If you're around with us, if you do something bad to us, we are going to do things to you that have never been done before.
But why? But why? But why? So apparently that's not AI generated. That's his voice. That's something that he actually said. The context was Trump talking about Iran, and as we all know, his hawkish policies toward Iran included ripping up the Iran nuclear deal, and now Iran is free to develop its nuclear program, and also assassinating their top general, Qasem Soleimani, which was unprecedented. And we're kind of lucky that that didn't lead to blowback, at least not yet. But Cenk, thoughts on this?
Yeah, no, I actually think this one's a little scary, and I think that they absolutely mean it. So there's a reason why he's reposting it. He's saying, yeah, I'm gonna come for you guys, and I'm not gonna follow any rules or regulations. And by the way, did he follow rules and regulations when he killed the top Iranian general? No, he risked a giant war in the Middle East from the guy who says he's not for wars, by the way, to do that. And that was the original reason he said this. And now he's directing it at his domestic enemies, Democrats, people on the left, people in the media, etc. And so the right wing now is saying over and over again, let's just imprison them all. And remember, the original chant was lock her up all the way back in 2015, 2016, when they were saying Hillary Clinton emails, there might have been classified information there, so let's lock up our political opponent. Then later, when Trump definitely had top secret information that he had taken home, they're like, oh, it doesn't matter. And now that they are trying to enforce a law against him for a much more egregious crime than Hillary Clinton's, instead of chanting lock him up, they're like, oh no, now we want the exact opposite. We don't want him subjected to the law, but if we're in charge, we're gonna lock all you guys up without any reason at all. And they're pretty much saying it now. And look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. See, this is the difference between the two parties. And the Democrats have 1,000 problems, and we point them out every day, right? But when the Democrats go to impeach Trump, there's a reason behind it. So the guy says, hey, to the Ukrainian president, do me political favors so I could win my next election, and then I will or will not give you aid based on that. That's a core violation of American standards. That's a violation of an oath he took to all of you guys. He's playing with your money to give himself a political advantage. It's sick. On the other hand, Marjorie Taylor Greene introduced impeachment proceedings against Joe Biden on his very first day. He hadn't done anything. He couldn't have done anything wrong because he hadn't done anything yet. And that's the Republicans going, we don't care about the stinking law or any rules. We're gonna break all the rules and we're just gonna attack you guys without any justification. Because you dared to hold us slightly accountable. By the way, we're gonna do that anyway because we were chanting lock her up before you guys did anything. So this is him saying, yeah, we're gonna go vigilante, we're gonna be against democracy, and I'm telling you ahead of time.
Okay, so I want you to marinate on a point before we go to the next video, okay? Is there some possibility that he's just being ridiculous and hyperbolic? I say that as we go to the actual video of him speaking to Rush Limbaugh about Iran. This was in October of 2020 when Trump said what you heard in that menacing threat video. So I wanted to give you guys the full context. Let's watch that.
And Iran knows that, and they've been put on notice. If you around with us, if you do something bad to us, we are going to do things to you that have never been done before.
Yeah, like we're gonna assassinate your top general with no warning. And again, that could have sparked an absolute disaster. Like that could have led to a disastrous war. I'm happy that it didn't. But nonetheless, the reason why I'm asking you that question, Cenk, about whether because he loves to be seen as the tough guy. Like I can't help but think of the NFTs that he sold, and they would sell out, right? And every single one of them made him look like this tough guy, like super, like built and buff and everything. So like that's how he likes to be portrayed. He sees MAGA.com putting this out there. And yeah, it's a menacing threat, but I think in his mind, it's like, I look and sound like a badass.
No, in this case, it's definitely both. So does Trump like to be hyperbolic? Of course. Does he like to look like a tough guy? Of course. And if he left it at like Rambo pictures of Trump, oh, come on, let him go. Who cares? I wish the Democrats would do that more. The Democrats are always like, apologetic. No, I don't want that. So if that's all this was, I wouldn't be 1% concerned about it. And by the way, I wasn't anywhere near this concerned back in 2016. I hated him, I didn't want him to win. I thought he was a loser, I thought he was going in the wrong direction. But I didn't say he was fascist because he hadn't shown any tendency to end our democracy. Now he has.
Yep.
But look at that threat that he made on Rush Limbaugh's show. That actually proves my point perfectly. He said, we're gonna do things to you that you've never seen before. And then he did. It's a very rare promise that he kept. He then murdered their top general. Like we've been saying, he risked some percentage chance that we were gonna have the biggest war of our lifetimes. I mean, we got lucky that the Ayatollahs were more in favor of peace than Trump was. And plus they were scared, let's keep it real, okay? But he delivered on that promise. And so a lot of MAGA loves that, and I get it, right? Tough guy, kill the bad guy, it's in your simplistic way of thinking. I thought you guys were against war, but okay, leave it at that. He did do it. And in this case, is there evidence that they are planning to do things we have never seen before? Yes, we covered it earlier in the week, unitary executive theory. They're planning to take over the government, fire all of these guys who were previously under these current rules unfireable, replace them with political appointments, that would do whatever Trump says and not what the law is. And they're bragging about it.
Yep.
And Trump's spokesperson and Bannon have both said, listen guys, we're putting you on notice. We're telling you, we're gonna take away the independence of the Justice Department, the IRS, and then in other segments, they say we're gonna target our political opponents, and that would be something we've never seen before.
Yeah, that's a great point. That is an indisputable point. And just to fill you in a little more on what Trump literally bragged about during a rally in Michigan, he wants to do away with the administrative state. What does that mean? He wants to do away with checks and balances to consolidate power in the executive branch so he can unilaterally do more without having to worry about how our entire government is structured. Again, that system of checks and balances.
And last thing on that, you want to talk about things we've never heard before. One of the parts of the unitary executive theory that Bannon, Trump, Stephen Miller, and others are pushing right now, and they're guaranteeing they're gonna do it if they get into office, is a provision that says, whatever Congress passes, we don't care. The president gets to decide what to spend and not spend. Well, that makes Congress completely irrelevant. There goes our democracy. And they keep saying, guys, we're warning you, we're definitely gonna do it. And then we're all pretending like they're not gonna do it. No, they definitely are. And that's why I don't call all the Republicans fascists. And I think people make a tremendous mistake when they do that. Chris Christie and Mike Pence and Asa Hutchinson,
Mitt Romney
are not the same as Donald Trump. There's only one candidate that's saying, I will end democracy. Congress is going to be irrelevant. The Justice Department is going to be politicized. The IRS is going to be completely under my control. And remember, when he was president last time, he did ask the IRS to investigate his political opponents. This guy has no qualms. He does not believe in democracy at all, and he's telling you. Please believe him when he says it. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.